Hey everybody, it's Jake Moran, and I have three things for you today as we wrap up the calendar year. Two of which you want to know, but you kind of don't want to know about because they're like adult things. And then one thing that will hopefully lift your spirits and give you something great to go into the new year with. And so we're going to do them in that order. So the first is taxes. Everybody hates taxes. If you are in favor of a bunch of IRS agents getting hired on, please move away or send me away. I would like to go away from that. But if you bought property in the calendar year, or you had a deed changed in the calendar year, so you either bought a piece of property and so now you're paying property taxes or you're escrowing those property taxes, or if there was a deed change, so maybe you were added to a deed, maybe there was a death in the family and there was a deed changing hands, you need to apply for your homestead exemption. That is a little bit of a discount that the local county tries to make you feel a little bit better for the tax increase on the coming year. I would rather you just lower my taxes, or better yet, just don't increase my taxes. But the homestead exemption is something you do one time during your ownership. So you only have to do it once, but you need to do it before April in the calendar year. So you will not have a benefit from the past year, but the year going forward and every year subsequent to that, your taxes will be under the homestead exemption, which gives you a little bit of a break from your property taxes. Second thing, really annoying adult thing. This is a good time of year to change your passwords. So one of the things, I think I've mentioned this in years past, if you need a good system, is to pick a color, an animal, and a number that will be, somehow akin to you. So you won't have to always remember, like, is it like pink zebra 90? Like, it's not like an Army airstrike code, but if you haven't changed your passwords in a while, it's a really good idea to do it, because if you're not aware, identity theft is basically an industry at this point in our world, and it is a really, really like, if you already think your life is like kind of like hectic right now, just try having your identity and your bank account stolen. It's a really, really bad thing, and it's an easily preventable thing. And by the way, if you're not paying attention or you haven't paid attention to the news the last couple years, pretty much every major bank, credit card system, whatever, has eventually come out and said, oh yeah, we did have a data breach and a bunch of stuff was stolen, and we're sorry. You don't have any recourse against us, but hope your life doesn't like train wreck. So really, really good idea. It's a simple thing. We try to remember to do it at the change of the calendar year, because hopefully things are a little bit slower. You got a little bit of break from the day-to-day. So go ahead and change your passwords. Set up an annual calendar reminder so you just have that coming to you every year. The third thing, which is our feel-good year-end moment of the day or moment of the year, is just a personal story. And so I'm gonna try to get through this, and we can get through this together. So for those of you who haven't been following our story or our journey, so about our son Walker is turning 6 in February, so he'll be 6 in about 2 months. When he turns 2, he was diagnosed in the autism spectrum. Our son was perfectly normal his first year. Around the year mark, some things changed, and that's a whole different conversation, but in about 3 months he lost everything. And around the 18-month to 2-year mark, we really noticed some things kind of going off the tracks, and that's when he was diagnosed in the autism spectrum. And we have been doing literally everything anyone has ever heard of, thought of, known about to help get him back. And so this year we went for the second time to a stem cell clinic it was out of the country. I maybe shouldn't tell you where it's at, but if you have an interest in it, you can always message me or email me. My information's at the end of every video. We're happy to share anything we've done that will possibly help someone else. This year we went for the second time, and when we were coming back in the country, We went to the, we're coming through the customs office. If you haven't been out of the country, it's very intimidating going into another country, but really coming back. And if you've been there before, you know those are not generally the most gregarious, friendly people on the planet, and I'm thankful for that, because they need to be checking to make sure that terrorists or people who are up to no good are coming into the country, and that's their final checkpoint. So we're coming back in. It's a Wednesday night. It's surprisingly busy for Wednesday night, and we have Walker in our little cart stroller thing, and my wife and I are going through the booth, and so we hand him our passports, and he asked me to look at the little camera thing and the facial recognition, and so I'm looking at it, and my wife says to him, "Are you going to need all three of us to look at the camera like this, because it might be a little bit of a challenge for our child?" And he says something like to the effect of, "Why is that?" And she said, "Well, he's on the autism spectrum," and I said, "That's actually why we're coming back to the country. We went out of the country to get stem cell treatment for him." And the Border Patrol Customs officer just stops and looks at us, and he says, "I'm not supposed to have this conversation." He says, "I just want to commend both of you for doing everything you can to help your son." He said, "We lost our son years back to a brain tumor. And when we were going through treatment, and the specialists and the doctors, we asked them, is there anything we can do to help our son live, have a normal life, somehow heal, prolong his life, anything?" The response we kept getting from our, no offense, but our Western medicine hospitalized world was, "No, there's nothing we can really point to. There's nothing we can say for certain." And he said, "We kept asking because our son's life was hanging in the balance." And he said, "Even if there was a 1% chance that something might have worked, we would have wanted to try it, and we would have found a way to do it." And he said, about a year or two after our son died, our neighbor across the street was diagnosed with cancer. She was given 6 months to live. She went out of the country to the same country that we just came back from, and she's still around. He said she got to see her son graduate, get married, and he said, "I hate the way our health system is, to where if someone is not making a huge profit or has ownership of a way to heal, it's taboo, it's illegal." He said, "I just want you guys to know it is a great thing you're doing to help your son have the full life that he deserves." If you've not been in this world and you would like a good movie to watch, there's a movie called Temple Grandin. Claire Danes is the main character. There's a couple other actors in it that you'll recognize instantly. They've been in a bunch of movies. It's a really Really good film. If you want a good cry, if you don't cry a couple times in the movie, you don't have a soul. It's a movie about a real person from a few decades ago who was on the autism spectrum and used her gift in the way her brain was wired to help change an industry here in the United States. So that's a great movie to watch over the days to come. And if you would like to help us help others, just stay tuned, hit subscribe. We're going to be starting something in the coming year that will give you and us, hopefully, a great way of really helping improve and change the lives of people who are in the special needs community, in our community that we serve, that we call home, in a tangible way that, quite frankly, costs you almost nothing and can make a huge difference. So we will share that with you hopefully next month, but we're getting a couple things ironed out right now. And so we got to get a little more information to know exactly what to share with you. But that is coming. And if you'd like to make sure you don't miss it, just subscribe and you'll see the video when it comes out. If there's anything we can do to help you in life, whether it's in real estate, whether you're in our market, a lot of people don't know this, but I can see metrics from real estate agents all throughout the country. So if you're in like Ohio and you don't know a good real estate agent in your area, and you'd like to just know that the person you're reaching out to is like a good agent and actually knows what they're doing and that sort of thing, it's like kind of a big deal when it's real estate. Just leave me a comment, shoot me an email, shoot me a text message, call me, whatever, and I'll be happy to help you. If you need any help around the house, I will not come over and clean your drain out, but I will provide a great plumber for you or anything around the house that you need good recommendations on. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hoping the next year will be kind of like, maybe like 2018. Like 2018, 2019, let's bring that back. Because the last few years, they can go. We're good. It's a wrap. Two things that you probably don't want to know, and one thing you definitely do. So, yeah, that's what you get. Take this off because my head is getting sweaty. End of the year wraps up. The end of the year comes to an end. It's a wrap. Most wonderful time of the year. Who put the lights up behind me? Your mom. Is putting these C7 lights directly on drywall a fire hazard? Probably. Be distracted by this thing hitting me in the face. I did not think that through. I feel like this hat used to fit, and now, big head.